I'm Azadeh Moshiri here in Washington, D.C., and this is BBC World News America. A fragile ceasefire at best. Sudan is stuck in the grip of crisis as two warring factions remain at odds. Authorities in Alabama charged two teens in connection with last week's birthday party shooting. Children born as a result of rape are to be legally recognised as victims in England and Wales. We'll hear from some of them. Plus, aiming for a Eurovision repeat, we spend time with the Ukrainian musicians who are hoping for victory in Liverpool. Welcome to World News America on PBS and around the globe. We start in Sudan, where it remains unclear whether a new 24-hour ceasefire is actually holding. A tweet by the head of the paramilitary force battling Sudan's army said, "We confirm our full commitment to a complete ceasefire, and we hope the other party will abide by the ceasefire according to the announced time." It isn't certain if the army also agreed to it. Now, it was only on Tuesday that both sides had said they would abide by a 24-hour humanitarian truce. But instead, heavy fighting continued into Wednesday, especially around the army headquarters in the center of the city. As you can see from the smoke that's been drifting across the sky, the conflict there very much continues. The Red Cross has echoed the UN's concerns about the situation. BBC Africa's Ferdinand Omondi has been following the story. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, a truce had just been agreed on Tuesday and it collapsed within minutes. So what's different this time? What's the picture there? Thank you so much for that update, Ferdinand. Now, here in the United States, two teenage boys have been charged with 4 counts of murder after a deadly shooting at a birthday party in Dadeville, Alabama on Saturday. This was the aftermath of the shooting. We know that over 30 people were wounded, some critically, after shots were fired at the Mahogany Masterpiece Dance Studio. The district attorney spoke about the victims and their families, and you can see he struggled to maintain his composure. Joining me now is our North America correspondent, Jessica Parker. Jessica, thanks so much for joining us. So, the district attorney said, "Don't mess with our kids. This was a children's birthday party." But other than that, they haven't said much about this case. What have they said in terms of the fact that these teenagers were suspects? How is that going to affect the legal case? Yeah, a lot of young victims. Thanks so much, Sarah. Now, staying in the US, a homeowner accused of shooting a 16-year-old black teenager after he rang his doorbell by mistake has pleaded not guilty. 84-year-old Andrew Lester, who is white, allegedly shot Ralph Yarl twice outside his house in Missouri. The student had turned up at the wrong house to pick up his 2 brothers in what many allege was a racist crime. Ralph survived and is recovering. The fallout from the Fox News lawsuit has been gaining steam. Some media watchers say the $787 million settlement the company reached with Dominion Voting Systems is an appropriate slap on the wrist for the American news company. Others say the case should have gone to trial to shed further light on Fox's misleading coverage of the 2020 election and its aftermath. Here's our North America editor, Sarah Smith. Now let's turn to Russia, which has been accused of planning a campaign of sabotage against energy infrastructure in the North Sea, which was meant to be activated in the case of war with the West. The claims were made in a documentary produced by the public broadcasters in Scandinavia and Finland. One of the ships has also been spotted in British waters, as our diplomatic correspondent Caroline Hawley reports. Let's look at some other news. Demonstrators are protesting Florida's expansion of Governor Ron DeSantis' Don't Say Gay bill. Now, that bill means that all school grades are now banned from discussing sexuality and gender in the classroom. That's unless it's required by existing state standards or it's part of a reproductive health instruction that students can elect not to take. The US Supreme Court has extended a temporary block on restrictions to the abortion pill mifepristone. The new Friday deadline allows the justices more time to consider the case. Last week, a federal judge in Texas suspended approval of mifepristone, questioning its safety. Mifepristone, though, still remains widely available, pending a resolution to the case, and these pills are used in about half of abortions nationwide. Children conceived as a result of rape will soon be recognised as victims of crime in England and Wales. It will mean better access to information and to support services. Sammy Woodhouse was a victim of the Rotherham grooming scandal and fell pregnant to her abuser when she was just 15. She's made a new BBC documentary in which she meets other mothers and children born from abuse. Emma Ailes has more, and a warning: you may find some of the content in this report upsetting. You can find more of those testimonies on our website, as well as more of Emma's reporting. Now let's look ahead to something different. We're just a few weeks away from the Eurovision Song Contest, one of the world's most popular musical extravaganzas. Last year, a group from Ukraine won the top prize. This year, a Ukrainian pop duo is looking to defend that title. Our correspondent James Waterhouse went to meet them, and a warning: his report contains some flashing images from the start. And before we go, a story of money, power, real estate, and great views. A New York City apartment featured in the hit TV show Succession is on the market for a jaw-dropping $29 million. It stands in as the home of Kendall Roy, the troubled son and would-be heir of the Roy media empire. The triplex covers 5,500 square feet with 2 living rooms. Whether you'd want to invite your scheming family around for dinner parties, well, that's up to you. That's all from us, though. Thank you so much for watching.
Hello there. We've got a large area of high pressure sitting across Scandinavia.